Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take your stack of sources, extract the purest insight, and, well, give you the knowledge you need fast.
And today, we're talking to anyone running a business in Kenya, a school, a sacco, a growing shop, because we know it's probably keeping you up at night.
Oh yeah, the marketing budget just keeps going up. And the results, well, they seem to be going down. It's frustrating.
It's marketing fatigue. That's the perfect term for it. You're pouring money into these complicated digital campaigns, and the return on investment is just, frankly, terrible.
It is. So for this deep dive, we focused on one really critical question from our sources. How can local enterprises get reliable, instant communication with their customers without completely breaking the bank?
And the answer was a little surprising. It's actually a return to basics, but a version of basics that's executed with, cutting-edge efficiency.
We are talking about the undisputed heavyweight champion of engagement. We're talking about bulk SMS.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Old technology, right. But the data we uncovered, you just have to throw that assumption out. It's genuinely shocking.
It really is. It forces a total reassessment of where your marketing money should go.
Right.
Let's just start with a baseline.
Okay, so email. The average commercial email open rate struggles to even hit 20%.
20% if you're lucky.
Exactly. So that means 80% of your time, your effort, your money is wasted before anyone even sees your message.
Right. Now, hold on to that 20% number.
Yeah.
Because the data we have on SMS is, it's monumental.
The sources all point to a verified 98% open rate.
98%. And here's the kicker, especially for a fast-moving business. The vast majority of those messages, they're opened within the first 3 minutes.
The first 3 minutes. I mean, that's not just high engagement. That is instant communication.
That's a direct line. But that brings up the big problem, right? We know SMS works in theory.
But the execution has always been the failure point.
Exactly. And that was the skepticism we brought to the sources. The Kenyan market has been, well, it's been plagued by unreliable gateways, hidden fees, slow delivery. It's a mess.
A real mess. So our mission became to cut through all of that noise, to find the one reliable anomaly, the specific connection that just changes the entire cost-benefit analysis for local businesses.
And then we found it. We really did. The sources kept pointing back to this one singular point of contact, a specific provider who seems to have solved the reliability crisis.
Yeah, we're going to spend the next few minutes unpacking exactly why this one connection has become the sort of insider tip for so many businesses. That number is 07405348890.
That's it. That's the number. So let's start with the bigger picture. Why is a solution like this so important right now?
Well, it all comes down to the struggle of the small business. SMEs, schools, SACCOs, they all need high-volume, low-cost ways to communicate.
But the market has been exploitative.
Completely. Businesses were paying premium rates for infrastructure that was constantly failing.
I can't even imagine the frustration. You send out 10,000 critical messages, and maybe 3,000 just vanish into thin air because a gateway is down.
It's not just lost money, that's damage to your reputation.
Absolutely.
And all that frustration has caused this massive shift in the market. Instead of dealing with these huge, faceless platforms, businesses are moving to independent, high-reliability aggregators. They want a guarantee.
So they're prioritizing quality. They want to know it's going to work every single time. And the sources are incredibly clear that the service you get through this number, 07405348890, is leading that charge.
They've gained so much traction because they offer what is, and I'm quoting here, arguably the most competitive rate in the market without compromising on delivery speed.
So they fixed the core problem, price and reliability.
Exactly. Which brings us to the first major advantage, cost, especially if you're a high-volume user.
Okay, so how big of a difference are we talking about? Because even a small fraction of a shilling adds up when you're sending tens of thousands of messages.
It's huge, a huge difference. Our analysis showed competitors are off charging, upwards of 0.8 KES for a single SMS.
Wow.
The provider reached through this connection offers rates that are significantly lower, especially when you buy in volume. For a business sending, say, 50,000 messages a month, that immediately translates into thousands of shillings saved.
And what's interesting is how you get that rate. It's not just a generic price list on a website.
No, they encourage you to call. You call that direct line, 07405348890, and you talk to someone about your actual needs. Whether it's 1,000 texts or 1,000,000, you get a custom quote.
That personal touch. That leads to the second big point, doesn't it? the human support.
Yes. This is where so many automated portals just fall flat. The sources really stress the importance of having a human to talk to.
Right. So instead of battling a chatbot or getting lost in an FAQ page, you call the number and you get a real account manager.
A real person. And they provide instant setup for things that usually take days of emails back and forth, like getting your sender ID registered or configuring an API. It just removes all those administrative headaches.
It sounds like it's built for speed, the whole process.
It is. You pay M-Pesa, bank transfer, and the credits are in your account instantly. No waiting around.
And that support isn't just for sales, right?
Not at all. That line, 0740534890, is for everything. Sales, questions, and most importantly, 24/7 technical support.
That's non-negotiable for a school or a bank. You can't have a problem at 10 p.m. on a Friday and have to wait until Monday morning for help.
You can't. And that brings us right to the core issue, which is the technical side of things. Technical reliability.
Right, because the best price in the world doesn't matter if the gateway is always down.
Precisely. The sources were very clear on this. They tracked the provider's uptime at 99.9%. That kind of assurance is critical.
Think about a fintech company. They need to send a one-time password, an OTP. That has to arrive in seconds.
Instantly and reliably. And it has to work everywhere.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
What about network coverage? Kenya has a few major players.
Yep. And the sources confirm this gateway covers all of them seamlessly. Safaricom, Airtel, Telkom Kenya. You don't have to worry about segmenting your lists or anything like that. The message just goes through.
Okay, so let's get into the 4 core features that the research highlighted. The things that make this more than just a basic messaging tool.
First up is Instant Sender ID registration. This sounds simple, but it's huge for brand trust.
So instead of a random phone number, your customer sees MYO Shop or Amundi School.
Exactly. It looks official, people trust it, so they open it. It immediately builds your brand.
Okay, that makes sense. The second one, API integration, sounds a bit more technical, but I get the feeling it's incredibly powerful.
It is. An API, an application programming interface, basically means the SMS service can talk to your other business systems.
Like your M-Pesa system or your school management software.
Precisely. It allows for full automation. So a parent pays school fees via M-Pesa, and the system can automatically trigger a confirmation SMS. No human has to do anything. It's pure efficiency.
That's a game changer for operations. What's number 3?
Delivery reports, it's all about accountability. It's not enough to just hit send. You need to know what happened.
So you get real-time data showing exactly which messages were delivered and which ones failed.
Yes. So you can verify delivery and clean up your contact lists for the future. It's the assurance layer.
I like that. And finally, my personal favorite from the research, no expiry.
This is a huge one, a massive relief for small businesses. Your SMS units never, ever expire.
So you can buy now, use next year.
Exactly. It removes all that pressure to use up credits before they're gone. It makes budgeting so much more flexible.
Okay, so let's connect the dots. You get these 4 premium features: branding, integration, reporting, and flexibility. All because you started with a quality onboarding process through that one direct number.
It's a complete system. But, features are one thing. We need proof.
Real-world results. Let's talk about the success stories we found in the sources.
Absolutely. Let's start with the one we called the Nairobi retailer. This is a story about a woman named Sarah Kay who runs a boutique in Westlands.
And she was feeling that classic pain, right? Pouring money into social media ads.
Yep. Expensive Instagram ads, getting lots of likes, but no actual people walking into her store. She was just tired of the noise.
So she tried this insider tip.
She did. Called the team on a Tuesday. Her account and custom sender ID were live by Wednesday. Then, on Friday, she sent a targeted text to 5,000 of her existing customers about a weekend sale.
And the result?
Her foot traffic doubled that weekend. Not just a little bump doubled. She was quoted in the material saying, "That number is now our secret weapon for driving immediate sales."
Wow. That's a clear return on investment right there. Okay, let's switch gears completely. The private school.
Right. This is Principal Jay Omondi in Kisumu. For a school, communication failure is just not an option. You're talking about exam results, emergency alerts.
It has to work 100% of the time.
He needed that guaranteed delivery. So he contacted the provider's team through the number, and what he found was, and this is his quote, "the most reliable and cheap bulk SMS service in Kenya." For him, it wasn't about marketing. It was risk management.
Confidence that the message would land. I get that. And finally, let's talk about the really high-tech needs. The fintech startup in Nairobi.
Yeah, this is where it gets super demanding. Their dev team lead had a non-negotiable requirement. OTPs had to be delivered in under 5 seconds.
Sub 5-second latency. If it takes longer, people abandon the transaction.
Or worse, their security is at risk. So they didn't just take the provider's word for it. They tested 5 different services. The connection they got after calling the reliable service team was the only one that consistently met that strict requirement. It's proof that the 99.9% uptime isn't just a marketing line. It's a real performance benchmark.
It works for retail, for education, for high-tech finance. It's incredibly versatile.
And when your messaging is that reliable, you can stop worrying about delivery and start focusing on, building better customer relationships.
So let's bring it all home. What does this all mean for you, the listener, who is ready to make a change? Let's recap.
First, bulk SMS is still the king of direct engagement. That 98% open rate proves it. Second, the smart money in the market is moving to these high-volume aggregators who offer both stability and great rates.
And we found the simplest, most effective next step: the onboarding process.
It's so straightforward. Step 1, you call or WhatsApp 074-053-4890.
Step 2, you have a real conversation about what you actually need: 5,000 messages or 5 million.
And step 3, because you're talking to a person, your account, your sender ID, it all gets activated right there on the phone. You're ready to go in minutes.
And there's one more thing, a bonus for our listeners.
Yes. The source material mentioned an exclusive offer. If you mention this deep dive when you call 074-053-4890, you'll get a 10% bonus on your first top-up of 5,000 SMS or more.
That's a great little boost to get you started. So here's the final provocative thought we want to leave you with today.
Since you now have access to such direct, reliable, and instant communication, think about how that lets you shift your entire focus.
Imagine taking all the money and the time you currently waste on those broad, low-engagement ad campaigns
And redirecting all of it toward building real customer loyalty, toward making your internal systems more efficient, toward guaranteeing your most critical alerts always get through.
What could that level of confidence unlock for your business this year? The confidence that 98% of your messages are landing instantly. That strategic advantage is waiting. The number you need is 074053489.
We really hope we've helped you cut through the noise today to find that one piece of actionable intelligence.
Until next time, keep digging deeper.